Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate the other recipients of the 2021 University Diversity Award. Chancellor Guskowitz, Interim Chief Diversity Officer C.B. Anderson Tompkins, and members of the selection committee. Please know how very honored I feel to be acknowledged for my contributions to the university. This is the second time for me as a recipient of this award, and it is even more special the second time around. I take this award personally, and yet it reminds me of the work that is still to be done. So many thoughts raced through my mind when I received the award letter. But the most salient thing was, in fact, a question that I posed to myself. Did my work and did my interaction with every student I engaged leave them feeling like they mattered? As a two-time alumna of UNC, I have firsthand knowledge of how it feels to be a first-generation student, a student in a foreign place, a huge space, and not knowing a single soul, but having as my ultimate goal, making it to the other side. It is because of that journey, my commitment to Carolina and its students over the years has been unwavering. My body of work has always been to ensure that all students who came after me were made to feel welcomed, included, affirmed, and that Carolina was their home away from home. To that end, I set out to create such programs and organizations such as DICE, an acronym for Diversity and Inclusion in Collegiate Environments, Sister Talk, a group that meets weekly for undergraduate women of color, Sister Talk After Dark, a group that meets for graduate students of color, and Real Talk for men of color, as well as a number of other programs, services, and student retreats. But the nexus between all of these programs was to cultivate and nurture spaces which afforded marginalized students the opportunity to build confidence, develop self-awareness, cultivate a sense of belonging, and to be their authentic selves unapologetically. Diversity in its most simplistic form is about differences, but diversity in its most benevolent form is the commitment to meeting students where they are, appreciating their unique qualities, validating their individual lived experiences, instilling in them a sense of belonging, and understanding that equality and equity for some are indeed different and sometimes often greater for others. For me, diversity is more than a moment. It is a movement, and the momentum of that movement is critical to innovating programs, services, spaces, interactions, and resources. It is these elements that demonstrate how aspirational we are in our efforts to be an institution of higher learning, championing equity and inclusion. I had no idea that as a little Black girl growing up in Granville County, North Carolina, and standing in the gap for students who were being picked upon and treated unfairly, that the words of the late Congressman John Lewis, "Getting into good trouble," would bring back so many memories and resonate so deeply. Throughout my journey at UNC, both as a student and as a professional, my commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion remains unwavering. So in building our community together, it truly begins with the person in the mirror. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service to others. For me, doing this work of diversity, equity, and inclusion, I choose to serve as an advocate of the human spirit and a voice for the voiceless in all things Carolina. So thank you once again for this esteemed award for diversity.